Today, we're going to connect some dots. We're talking about the invisible force that powers, well, everything: energy. It's a system that's going through a massive reinvention, and it's a story that connects the light switch on your wall all the way to the future of our planet. So let's trace this incredible network together.
Just think about it for a second. The screen you're looking at right now, the Wi-Fi beaming this to you, the light in your room, every single part of our modern lives depends on this constant, invisible flow of something.
That's the one. Energy. It's the engine that literally took us from campfires to skyscrapers. But our relationship with energy, well, it's at a huge turning point. And to really get where we're going, we first have to understand where we are right now.
So let's kick things off with the sheer scale of the challenge. We are a planet with let's call it a ravenous appetite for power. And that hunger, it's growing every single second.
The first big idea we need to wrap our heads around is consumption. Now, this isn't just some boring number on a spreadsheet. It's the grand total of billions of tiny actions every single day. Every light switched on, every car started, every phone plugged in. It's the total demand we, all of us, place on our planet's energy resources.
And here's where the story takes a turn. For more than 100 years, powering our world has come with a pretty hefty price tag. One that we're only now really starting to understand the full cost of. And you can see how it all connects, right? Our consumption of old-school fuels creates emissions. Those emissions add up to create our collective carbon footprint, and that, in turn, directly fuels climate change. It's a chain reaction that's become impossible to ignore. So how does this energy actually get from the power plant to your plug? Let's pull back the curtain on this incredible and honestly increasingly strained system that makes our modern lives possible. For the longest time, energy has been a one-way street. You start by getting a resource, like coal. That resource generates the power supply. Then that power gets pushed out across the grid to meet our demand. For a century, this huge, centralized system has been the way we do things. But this system has a major weak spot. It's called peak load. You know what I'm talking about. That super hot summer afternoon when millions of air conditioners all kick on at the exact same time. That sudden surge in demand puts a massive amount of stress on the entire grid. And this is the question that keeps grid operators up at night. Because when demand is way higher than supply, the whole system can start to buckle. You get brownouts, or even worse, city-wide blackouts. It's the Achilles heel of our old-school energy model. So you take that fragility, you add in the environmental costs, and what do you get? A revolution. We're seeing this necessary, massive pivot towards a new way of thinking, the great renewable shift. And really, the difference is like night and day. On one side, you have these finite resources that leave a huge carbon footprint. And on the other, you've got sustainable sources that are naturally replenished, like the sun and wind, with the main goal being to slash emissions. It's a completely different philosophy. And these are the heavy hitters leading the charge. You've got solar, grabbing energy from the sun. You have wind, turning massive turbines with air currents. And hydro, using the power of flowing water. Each one is a step away from just burning stuff to get power. This pretty much says it all, doesn't it? This whole switch to renewables isn't just about new tech. It's an ethical choice. It's about figuring out how to keep our modern lives going without wrecking the planet for the generations that come after us. Okay, now, as exciting as all this is, it's not as simple as just flipping a switch. Let's get real for a minute about the massive hurdles we have to clear to make this green future a reality. You know, the path forward is kind of blocked by three giant questions. First, cost. Who's going to foot the bill for this global infrastructure makeover? Second, storage. The sun doesn't shine at night, and the wind doesn't always blow, so how do we save that power for later? And third, the grid itself. Our current system was built for a one-way flow. Can it even handle a dynamic, two-way street of energy coming from all over the place? And let's be super clear about the kind of investment we're talking about here. We're not talking millions or even billions. We are talking about trillions of dollars globally to get this done. Upgrading the grid, building storage, the whole shebang. The price tag is just immense. But here's the thing. Even with all those challenges, the path forward is actually becoming clearer. So for our last section, let's look at the blueprint for designing a truly sustainable energy future. The future of energy really rests on three big pillars. We need smart government policy to guide investment and set some ambitious goals. We have to get radically better at efficiency, learning to do more with less. And ultimately, both of those have to serve the big goal: true sustainability.
And this is what it's all about. Sustainability is the guiding principle here. It's the North Star for every decision we make about cost and investment and what kind of energy we use. It's all about thinking long-term instead of just focusing on short-term gains.
So in the end, this isn't just about swapping out coal for solar panels. The real revolution has to happen up here, in our heads. It's a fundamental shift from a mindset of just endless consumption to one of, conscious efficiency and a shared responsibility for the planet. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. As we build this new energy future, what's going to be more important? Is it going to be some breakthrough technological innovation that saves the day? Or is it going to be a cultural shift where we all just become way more efficient? The answer probably isn't simple, but the debate itself, that's what's going to shape the world to come.